Hey there, Steve Hughes with Virtual Piano Studio. I thought it might be fun and interesting to show what I'm up to on a Sunday evening, preparing for my next week of lessons and also reviewing my previous week of lessons. I'm very structured when it comes to lesson planning, although I am very spontaneous in the lesson. So I have goals for all of my students, long-term, short-term goals, but then those goals can change. What I'm doing right now is reviewing some lessons from this past week, seeing if I need to make some modifications. So what I have here is my Evernote software, where it's really my teacher and student digital hub for lessons. And we communicate through the app and the software, and they go there to view their lessons. They can click on links. Everything is connected through this one app. And hopefully you've seen some of my videos on this before. I actually released one a couple of weeks ago. So if you're interested in using Evernote for piano lessons or music lessons, or just for organization in general, highly recommended. So I'm just going to go through my Evernote, kind of showing the things that we're working on. And we're working on solfege. We just got into chromatic solfege and doing some sight singing. So we just introduced the chromatic syllables. And then we're working on some exercises, and we are modulating them, transposing them. We have do, re, do, mi, re, do, so, mi, do, fa, do, so, do, and introducing the different intervals, and then we're going to build around those intervals. And also, the range is incredibly important, right? So I have his range listed down here on his assignment sheet, so I know his lowest note that he can sing, his highest note that he can sing, and then I will work around that. And then he would do all of these exercises by ear, then check on the piano, and then we also have some other preparatory exercises. We're restarting Sight Reading Factory, so I just re-upped my subscription, so we're going to start doing that very soon. And theory-wise, most of his theory is all within his pieces. We're always doing analysis, and we're to the point now where he understands all the basics, intermediate concepts, and so it's a lot of fun right now to discuss theory with the student. Working on dozen a day, sight reading mainly, doing some transposition, and just reviewing some technical concepts. And let's see here, relative major and minor scales, and interconnecting all of those. He's right now about to go from 2 to 3 octave on all his major and minor scales. Okay, and then we also have a supplemental sight reading book to go along with Sight Reading Factory, and also some lower level books to sight read. So now we get to the fun part, obviously his pieces. We are currently working on 4 pieces. Now how does that work? Well, he just finished the Waltz in A minor over the summer, Chopin. So he's supposed to send me a recording of that. And then I'm just going to, and it's finished, but we're going to continue to polish it. And I plan to have him play that perform it for a competition in the spring. Musette in D. This is a piece that's fairly easy for him. It was kind of a sight reading piece a few weeks back, but I didn't want him to really focus in on it. So let's take a look at the lesson notes on the analysis. I'm going to pull this up. Of course, all of my lessons are online, so I annotate all of this on the screen. So we just reviewed the harmonic structure, the form, the key. Nothing too much happening in this piece. Pointed out some of the chromatic alterations that are not really changing the chord, that are just passing tones. Just 1, 4, and 5 chords. There was a secondary dominant, so we did discuss that. All right, let's see here. Let me go back. So then I made notes on the actual music part of it. Let's check that out. Okay, so we were working on some variations of articulations. So his edition had da 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 da, and I wanted him to change the articulation. So we worked on the like a down lift approach using technique to help with timing and also on the touch or the articulation. And that was pretty much it there. We didn't work too much. We just really focused on adapting the articulation. So now let's go into another piece. This is a Katharine Roland piece from book 3. And once again, this is a kind of a short piece for him, but I wanted to introduce some more 20th century type works. So we worked on phrasing, if you'll notice here, short, short, long, long. Kind of interesting phrasing there. And that's one of the key differences in 20th century music is the change of phrase structure and the chromatic scale. Now, kind of just showing that. So I kind of did somewhat of an analysis in phrase structure. We talked about that. And you can see all the different highlights here that I make. And all of this is recorded on our video lesson. And so he can go back to review that, or he can review the digital annotations on his iPad as he practices that. And he also has the original score as well. And then we have one more piece. And he is working on a Halloween piece for a recital. So if you'll notice, I have a lot of notes in here. Toccata in D minor, adapted for or arranged for piano. And we're going to be doing a lot of different things with this. Really adding a lot of musicality. So a lot of notes. Pointing out the diminished scale or diminished arpeggio. And then working on shaping this section here. Da, 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 da. Like working on that section to kind of have some ownership of how he wants to play that. And also pointing out the D minor harmonic scale. And then this section here, talking about blocking those chords, getting the shapes down. A lot of practice techniques that we went over in this lesson. So anyways, a lot of fun being able to do this on screen with the student, and really just to be able to, connect also throughout the week. If he has any questions, he messages me through the app, or he sends me recordings, and he's supposed to send me a recording this week. So we'll see if that happens. It should happen though. Okay, see y'all later. Until next time.